Good news for Everton is, thanks to how the League Cup and everything is falling apart, they will get Europa League football next season. They go into the third round.
Yeah, how good it's going to do them.
Third round qualifying round, so they win that, and they win the playoff, and they're in the Europa League.
Yep.
So, not a bad season for Everton, I have to be honest. It's an improvement on last year.
Patchy season, as in they went through patches of being unbelievable, where they win versus Man City, like 4-0. And that came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Then they go on unbelievable stupid runs where they couldn't pass a ball for more than 3 passes. I remember I actually probably saw more Everton matches this season than Spurs matches for the virtue of it was on TV for some reason.
And they're not Spurs.
And they're not Spurs.
And they're
it's
not
important.
Spurs.
It's important caveat.
But yeah, they were actually so like from one match to another. They went from playing absolutely unbelievable football and passing around teams to not.
Yeah. Sometimes they just don't turn up.
Yeah, and obviously they relied so heavily on Lukaku that it was painful for just everyone else just to be, just throw the ball up to Lukaku.
25 goals in total this season, which I don't think is it a record haul for him? It might be.
Yeah. It's a record. It's a record haul.
Anyway.
It's a record haul for him, but I think I'd love to see who the second and third goal scorers in that team, because I'd say that's a fucking gap.
There's a good gap there.
I'd say there's a fair gap there.
I would have actually I will consult Squawker if you guys will talk away for a while.
Yeah.
The thing is, it also the streaky behaviour in Everton also extends to their players as well. I mean, how streaky was Barkley?
I think Barkley is on the way out. It's very clear.
It was very difficult for Coleman to get anything out of the cunt.
Yeah.
They're bad. They've lost a bad loss in Seamus Coleman.
Yeah.
You know,
that was a big point where Everton's season could have gone to absolute shite.
Yeah.
Because Seamus Coleman, as well as being an unreal Ireland player,
Freudian slip there, Burke.
If only. Fucking only.
Ireland. At least I didn't say it, Garvin. Like he was a pretty important player for Everton, and I didn't know how they were going to react.
They have done okay.
They did a lot better than I was thinking.
When you lose a player of that caliber, they didn't drop as much as I thought they would. Again, but it's a team. It's a streaky team filled with streaky players.
Yeah.
Barkley, streakier than a motherfucker. You know, Morales is practically bacon. He's that streaky.
I think Morales has had a poor season.
The thing, it's been a poor season punctuated with holy shit, how the fuck did he do that? He can be brilliant. Brilliant in patches. It's just that's the thing. That's right. I think he used to be a Barca, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason why they got.
No, you're thinking of Delafeu, Pet.
That's Delafeu.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh Jesus Christ! Holy shit, was he streaky?
Yeah, he's always streaky though. He's never not been streaky.
Oh, you've got it up there.
I have it here by the way. So remember, this is the top 3 goal scorers, right? Lukaku 25.
Yeah.
Ross Barkley 5. Then we have Morales and Seamus Coleman joint 4.
Yeah. So
the other goal scorers are just out of interest is Enner Valencia, who was on loan and was only there for 21 games. Phil Jagielka had 3. That shows you then the distribution. This is only funnier.
Joint third is a man who got his leg snapped halfway through the season.
But believe me, there are some teams that have even more funnier top scorers. We'll get to them.
I can only imagine, but like that's just kind of it. It's an all eggs in one basket kind of thing with Everton, and the thing is that certain players don't show. They've got it's just a streaky team filled with streaky players, and it's just so happened that it's just worked out for them kind of now. But
there are a few positives to take. I think their transfer business this year has been overwhelmingly positive. Now, not in the summer, because I think Ashley Williams was a bit of a disaster. He got better.
Yeah.
But I think in January, Coleman fucking nailed it. Schneiderlin.
Yeah.
Look, man.
Yeah.
And there's another player I can't remember. But
Schneiderlin was not the one that made me grit my teeth more, because I was kind of hoping we'd get him.
Yeah. That was a long time ago, wasn't
it? That was a while ago now, when he was just he was indestructible in that centre of midfield. Yeah.
But like those 2 signings completely just overhauled. Oh, Ganagay, of course.
Yes.
In the summer. That's who I was thinking of. And he made stats attack, by the way, made more interceptions than N'Golo Kante this year. He was actually top for interceptions. So there you go. But yeah, for me,
their main thing now is just hold on to Lukaku,
which they won't, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think their season next season will depend on either holding on to Lukaku or replacing him with someone equally as goal scoring.
I guarantee you, there's probably one or two people at Everton whose sole job it is to figure out how can I blow off Lukaku so that he'll stay.
Yeah.
You say some sort of like blowjob artist just there at Everton.
Oh, not just blowjobs. I say hand jobs, rim jobs, whatever jobs.
Whatever Lukaku wants.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a guy there who's getting paid a fair amount of money every week to let Lukaku just pull his mayonnaise into his belly button. Like, whatever he's into, like, you know.
He's some sort of like, you know, some sort of fetish guide, basically.
Quite literally Lukaku's sperm dumpster.
Spermster, as it's called.
Yeah, and well, it's been a good season of improvement for Everton. I just don't see it continuing.
I don't see them improving. But it's hard to say.
I don't see them getting any worse.
No, I think 7th is their basically their glass ceiling.
Yeah.
Because, well, that's just by virtue of anything happening with the top 6. Now, granted, you can have capitulations, you can have teams having awful years, and that's when they capitalise on that.
Yeah, I think it's more so the fact that all the teams underneath, there's a gulf.
Yeah, there is a gulf now.
It's just the teams underneath can't really do anything.
Yeah, and that being said, though, you see, Everton have a lot of like money now that they haven't had in years because they have a lot of Arabic investment now. And like I said, the reason they're getting rid of Lukaku and Barkley, if they have to, is because those players want to leave now. It's not because they can offer them bumper contracts and all, but when you really get down to it, Everton are only going to be the 7th best team in England, and that's not going to be good enough for those two players.
I know. Well, I think with Everton, I don't think they'd be too fussed about Barkley leaving. I think they'd prefer him to stay, but if he stays, he has to play. And so I think, look, if he stays and he's not going to play, get rid of him.
Yeah, Lukaku is going to be the big loss. Yeah.
If they lose Lukaku, there's going to be some like sore arses.
But they are definitely going to like extort money for him. Like if say Lukaku,
well,
for argument's sake,
when you consider that like they got their pants pulled down by Chelsea over initially signing him.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna like double that.
Yeah,
at
they're
least.
gonna
exactly.
You got to pony up.
Hey, they got 50 million for John Stones. They can do fucking anything at this stage.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper should be the first in their list, though.
Yeah, apparently they're going hard in for Pickford.
Yeah, Pickford is a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, but Moyes is standing. Oh no,
not anymore. He's not. He's gone.
No, he was initially standing firm on not selling Pickford,
and then he resigned.
That's Moyes.
That's Moyesy. But yeah, Pickford, I think, is another one they've been potentially courting is Sigurdsson, which would be an interesting one. That's presumably to replace Barkley.
Yeah,
and then obviously
that's also assuming that Swansea are fucking stupid enough to sell a player they're so unbelievably reliable.
That depends on how much money they are offered. You know.
No, you wouldn't.
30 plus.
No, not for Swansea. He kept them up. Him and Llorente. We'll get to Swansea.
Yeah, we will. But then, like I said, at least from that point of view, then it's a goalkeeper, number 10, striker. That's their shopping list next year.
A striker, assuming that they lose Lukaku.
Yeah. And again, great thing about Everton is their youth system is fantastic. It's better than ours.
And they've got a manager who can really work with
breed him in, yeah. Like you said, Holgate came in to replace Seamus Coleman. Yeah. And he came in perfectly.
Did a great job.
Tom Davis completely just like made James McCarthy redundant, which is always good.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's good. It's healthy. It's a healthy season for Everton because they're where they should be. There's no like.
I love the anti-McCarthy shit.
He's fucking useless. That's why.
Every single time Ireland play, it's
fucking terrible. So let's move on then. Southampton, 8th place. It's not. I've been a bit flattered by this position, to be honest. It's probably the first season in a long time that I've looked at Southampton's team and just went, ugh, you know, and it's not because of the players, because obviously they've been raped by us like every year for players, and it's probably going to happen again with Van Dijk, all going well. But the biggest deal is the goal difference is -7. There are already teams down below them that have positive goal differences, but the top goal scorer is Nathan Redmond with 7.
He's their left back, isn't he?
Right winger.
Right winger.
Yeah.
You're thinking of Bertrand.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's Ryan Bertrand.
And truthfully, I think, and a lot of that to do with that has to do with the manager Claude Puel. He is not a Coleman or a Pochettino that plays open football and developing young players. He is as opposed to, like I said, a defensive manager, which is kind of why the defenders at Southampton got a lot of praise this year. Like Van Dijk got a lot of exposure. Even Maya Yoshida had a great season for Southampton.
A fantastic season. And
Bertrand too. And Cedric, of course. That whole back four of Southampton has been their best team.
Yeah, they have a goal difference that's in the negative.
Yeah.
And they've lost 16 games.
Mm-hmm.
And they only have 46 points.
That shows you the gulf then between them and Everton.
Yeah, like, I didn't even cop that, but, like, you know, that's usually, like, the 40-point mark is the mark that, you know, surviving teams are going for.
It's weird, isn't it?
And to only be 6 points above that at the end of the season for a team that's in 8th.
Yeah.
Is absolutely bonkers.
It kind of shows you how insane the bottom of the league was this year. Because like it could have easily mathematically gone to anybody.
No,
but
it's, this is kind of case yet more farmyard fucking analogies, but fuck it, I'm gonna run with it. It's a case of Southampton's chickens kind of really coming home to roost. For years, we've said this season after season that they've just got no cutting edge up front. Mm-hmm. They've got no spear tip.
Yeah,
you know, Long. Like the guy, he just cannot finish.
Yeah,
he can't finish.
He's not the type of player. He's a runner.
He's an incredibly high work rate runner, which, by the way, bothers a lot of defenses more so than any.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's the finisher.
He's the guy that ruffles feathers, but that's when you need someone then a strike
partner to tap it in after he does all the work to hold it up, or you know.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why they signed Gabbiadini, and I think he will be a good sign for Southampton. I think when he came in, he was red hot and then went cold. And I don't know if that's... Obviously, he got injured, but even after that then, he didn't pick up the form again.
No.
I think a lot of that has to do with the manager. I don't think Puel is a kind of manager who's going to get players in the shop window like Southampton usually had in the last few years. I don't know whether that's been by design or by accident, but either way...
I think it's kind of by design, because... Or hopefully by accident, because they keep getting pillaged.
Yeah, they do get pillaged. You're absolutely right. And that's maybe that could be the case. Maybe only one player leaves Southampton this year, and it could be. It's more than likely going to be Van Dijk.
If they lose him, they really don't want to lose anybody.
Yeah, I know. Ideally, but like I said, it's the same argument I would have said with Everton. Southampton are only going to be the 8th best team in England. Mm-hmm. You're gonna have to those players have developed beyond that now, and eventually maybe next year you'll see the likes of Redmond develop further than that.
Your man has come back. The guy who has the Spanish name, but he's like
Rodriguez. Jay Rodriguez.
Yeah. Your man.
Your man. You know
your man.
The most un-Spanish English person you know.
Yeah. But yeah, like he could be a big thing coming back for them because he was shit hot before he got injured. Yeah. So I know he's only had a couple of matches back. He was only back the later part of the season, so maybe just getting him back on form. And
it would be nice, yeah. At least to have the option.
Even building the team around him if he's back on form.
Yeah,
they did a decent thing. They lost the League Cup final.
Yeah,
wasn't it? They were the ones who were beaten for the League Cup final, and I'd say the season would have been a gigantic success had he won that.
Yeah. Absolutely, it would have defined it.
And
I think it would have actually made the team a bit more galvanised.
Yeah.
It would have,
and I think they'll try that again.
Yeah,
they'll go for the League Cup again.
I think I suspect Puel is the kind of manager, much like Mourinho, that it suits cup football more so than league because you're going. It's just that one game result rather than kind of more prolonged sort of thing. A lot of people have actually been calling for Puel's sacking because of his quality football.
Who the fuck would they replace him with?
Well, they were saying Marco Silva before Watford sniped him. So I didn't agree with it myself. I think it's just the nature of the beast. When you have your
short-termism.
Yeah, exactly.
And with Southampton, I think they're unfortunately stuck in a rut of their own making.
Yeah.
And I expect the same old. I suppose if I was Southampton, your main 2 goals would be not to lose any of your players defensively, especially, and try and get somebody who can score.
Yeah. Someone up with Gabbiadini. That's an interesting one.
Bit
old though.
He's just perennially knackered now.
But if Long is up there doing all the work and then laying it off for Negredo, who is a known finisher.
Yeah. Well, I have a suspicion that Long might be leaving. I don't think he's going to be playing. The way Puel only plays with one striker, so he's always going to be fielding Gabbiadini. And Rodriguez, the thing is, he can play in midfield like a winger.
Yeah.
Long isn't a winger. I know he plays like a winger, but he's a centre forward.
Yeah.
I would suspect, and call me crazy, but I think Long might pop off to somewhere that he'll be appreciated, like Brighton.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. I do have a theory about this. First of all, Irish manager always helps. Mm-hmm. But the one thing I always saw with Brighton, at least the kind of thing I've spoken about, is that they have very rigid centre forwards. They have Glenn Murray, Sam Baldock, a lot of players that don't have that much movement to them. And that works well in the Championship when you don't have as many like static defenders that are, you know, like acknowledging people running at them, you know. And that's why pacey forwards always do well in the Championship. And likewise, sometimes rigid players do well. But in the Premiership, you need something a bit more agile. Glenn Murray is not going to cut it. He's going to score a few goals, sure. But that's because you're pinging the ball to him. But you need something pacey. You need counter-attacking. And that's where I think Brighton should capitalise. I think they should go for Shane Long.
That could be a good one.
Yeah. So, moving on indeed to Bournemouth. I am very happy with this. They finished in 9th place, joint points with their South Coast friends Southampton, but with a weaker goal difference. You think that they would, after Josh King scored 16 goals for them this season, which is insane. But of course, then you see some of the heavy defeats, several 4-0 losses, several 3-0 losses, which is actually an improvement on last year when they lost 5-0 in those games. But I suppose that's the way it goes. But then they like do something insane like beating Hull 6-1, which was the game that ultimately relegated Hull, which was always refreshing. So how was I actually quite liked Bournemouth this season. Yeah. They had some really insane games.
Yes.
They're fun to watch.
Yeah.
If even for the ridiculous defending that leads to 4-5-0 losses, or just in general, Josh King has been quite entertaining to watch.
He's a tidy little forward, I must admit.
I obviously took a little bit of a special interest in Bournemouth to see how old Jackie Wilshere was getting on.
Yeah. How did you guys think he did?
Shite.
Really?
Yeah.
It was good. I would have said no. He didn't play particularly quite well. He was sort of played in a much more reserved role than initially envisaged for Arsenal. We would have played him quite a bit further forward than he was played at Bournemouth.
Yeah.
They played him in almost a Cazorla role. Yeah. In that he was that kind of deeper midfield pivot, and he would ping everything else, and he would have these driving runs. So, had he not decided to break his leg or get a leg fracture at the end of the season, I'd say the season would have been a success for him, only insofar as that it got him match fitness. Yeah. Because he played almost every game for that he could for them. But of course, he's fucked that all now because he got a leg fracture.
If you're a Bournemouth, would you go for him again?
Yeah.
On a permanent deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's a quality midfielder. And even if you can rehab him, then the benefit you get.
The thing is that, like, we'll say he's shy. He's not been very good by an Arsenal standard for the last 3 seasons. He's definitely got the potential to be, but he's not living up to that potential.
Kind of that Diaby.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's this generation's Diaby, even though Diaby's like not that far behind. Yeah. But you know,
may he rest in peace.
Because he's just currently in the squad. He's just constantly injured, and everyone can talk about the potential he has, and everyone can talk about his game-changing possibilities. But on the day, he falls over on his ankle and he gets stretchered off. Yeah. And it's like
the thing is that they can talk about that potential, they can talk about that game-changing stuff, and still be right.
But just not now.
What good is it if he's
what
made
good is potential? Like, you know,
it's
like, we
biscuits.
finished second and we didn't win any trophies, Spurs.
It's kind of our argument with Sturridge in a way, because like I said, Sturridge can be a game changer, can be worthy, but he can't play every week. No. You have to use him as a sub now, or you have to use him like sparingly, or again just teams that suit his style.
But yeah, I liked Bournemouth. Again, much like the City, I enjoyed watching them because you were never bored.
Yeah.
I like their manager.
Yes.
Yeah, Eddie Howe's a great man. I think he is your next Arsenal manager in a few years' time.
Everyone's touting that.
I think so. I can see why, because I think that sort of style, the swashbuckling thing, suits both sides in a sense. Then again, I'd rather have him as our next Liverpool manager, but that's just me. I'd be happy to have him Klopp though forever and ever.
Absolutely.
But either way, I'm surprised with Bournemouth in a sense, because they're I was worried when Callum Wilson got injured again.
Yeah.
And he was out for the season. And the reason I was because players like FUWBAWLL wasn't really doing it. Jordan Ibe wasn't doing it. I think that was a big disappointment.
Ibe was a disaster.
Very disappointing. And it's very clear why we got rid of him, because his work rate is not there.
Yeah.
He's just not fit enough. Especially in a high energy game like Bournemouth. You can see why players like Ryan Fraser gets in the side ahead of him, because that guy fucking runs.
He just runs all the time.
And he's a little terrier. He's a fucking nuisance. That's like a player like him is what made us lose a game against Bournemouth because he just keeps fucking running at us. Likewise, when with return tight end after the 4-3 game, which was fucking insane.
Yep.
But then again, that was mostly thanks to Karius and goal. Even the home tie we had against Bournemouth, Josh King ran the show. And that's because they have us figured out. They have a way around it. I think when they come up against really physical sides, they really suffer, and against sides like that are really good in game management, they can't do it. Like the likes of Man United and Chelsea. But I'm surprising them because this year I think their main successes has been their younger players like King. Ake I think was substantially better. Yeah. He was brilliant for them. And Fraser was another one I mentioned. There's another one I can't remember, but it'll come to me. But surprisingly enough, it seems like now they've got a comfortable foothold in the league, they seem to be going for experience. They've signed Begovic for £10 million. That's a super deal.
That's unbelievable.
That's a brilliant deal
for them.
And because I always felt that their goalkeepers, Barge is fine, but he's not a Premier League goalkeeper.
He's not.
He has substantially good games sometimes.
He's not a keeper you'd hang your hat on.
No. Not reliable, but he'll have like super games sometimes and get you matches. I think it was the game against United at Old Trafford. That was his best game of the season, and he was phenomenal.
Wheeled the cunt out for cups.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. And then it looks like it's not confirmed yet, of course, but it's been touted that Jermaine Defoe will be a Bournemouth player as well. Conveniently enough, 2 ex-Bournemouth players. They've started their careers over there 10-15 years ago.
In all fairness, if I was Bournemouth as well, I would be focusing, and in fact, a lot of the lower Premier League teams now should be focusing on pillaging the 3 relegated teams. If I was Bournemouth, I would go dicks out for Harry Maguire from Hull.
That is a brilliant signing. I would say I would have gone a different route. I would have said Ben Gibson from Middlesbrough. Same type of player, but
maybe yeah. But Harry Maguire is probably one. Well, sorry, we'll get the Hull later. But yeah, if I was them, I would look to pillage the better defensive players from the teams that have gone down and build on that.
Good. I think we're all happy with Bournemouth. I think I can see them challenging for 8.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think we're all agreed.
But consider just how meh
Southampton are. Yeah. That's the opportunity, isn't it? Yeah. Good. So last top half side, remarkably, is West Bromwich Albion.
Yeah.
Now, for the longest time, the Pulis World Order. It was looking for the longest time these guys were going to finish 8 because they were really comfortable up there. They were actually competing with Everton for 7th. And then they reached 40 points. And Pulis went on holiday. And I feel that's a real shame because I think West Brom have a deceivingly good squad there. And I think they've recruited probably the best out of the league in terms of not buying shite. They just bought the players they need. They needed a left winger. They signed Chadley. And a good signing that was. They needed
Who?
Oh, your man, you know him. You signed it.
I'll take your word for it.
They needed a defensive midfielder, and they signed Jake Livermore. Good signing that as well. You know him. He got tested positive for cocaine once.
Oh yeah.
And they signed a fullback. They signed exactly the players they need.
With a Donald card.
No, that's a fatal deviation. Yeah, I got it. But yeah, the main problem, it goes without saying, is their goals. Their top goal scorer
the goals, lack thereof of them.
In fairness, I should have just said goal because their top goal scorer was Rondon with 8.
Well, at the very least.
But I'd actually like to know how far down the list Macaulay was.
He is his second joint goal scorer with 7.
Yeah. I
can confirm that because I remember looking it up there earlier on today.
Macaulay did wonders for me in my fantasy football.
Yeah, there you go. He's the second goal scorer with 6.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. And the centre defender is Dawson with 4.
I know the funny thing is that Chadley'd be higher up that list if he didn't get injured.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because he was great for them, and yeah, well, at least their top goal scorer was somebody who's there to score goals.
Yeah, exactly. That's a start. Yeah, but that's discounting. I think Rondon should have had a better season as well. I feel like his head has been turned. I think he's off to China because that's been touted out quite a bit. You can see as well his performances is just not there.
He really blows hot and cold.
He really does, and it's such a shame as well because I think with the service he does get from Chadley, Phillips...
He's a great player. He's a very, very good player. Like, when initially they signed him, I was like, wow, some of these West Brom are punching way above their weight.
Absolutely, yeah.
He'd made a bit of weight. He wasn't a world beater. But it was like, he was a...
People know him, yeah.
He was a good notch above the type of player that you would expect
for
the fucking baggies. And...
It is kind of a shame that you have a team managed by Pulis, because he'll only go as far as 40 points and that's it. He's not ambitious enough to try and go again.
There is a reason why we have like a 0-all. Why
we call it the Pulis, yeah. Because he hates goals. He hates winning.
Yeah.
He saw 12 wins on that calendar and just went, fuck it, I'm done. I can't stand this anymore. And then
I need to go headbutt someone naked.
God damn it, I was about to make that joke. For fuck's sake. Oh, damn it.
I guarantee you when
if anyone scores double figures in a season, like, you know they're going to get headbutted in the shower.
Yeah,
I guarantee you, like, the shower rooms, like, if they hear him, like, clopping down the fucking corridor, they hear his shoes, the shower rooms just fucking clear out. You just know that. They've got little cameras set up. Bollocks, it's the gaffer.
Yeah, they have someone spotting for them.
Hordes of naked men running out of the fucking shower rooms.
Like rats from a sewer.
Absolutely. Leaving behind all the underage girls.
Wow. That's liable. He did not say that. Super junction. You were going to make a point, bro.
I think we should just move on.
No, please say something else.
No, it's West Brom. Enough said.
Fair enough.
Their prediction for next season,
more the same, really.
Yeah,
just
more the
that's
same.
around a position, you know. Mm-hmm. They're not going to go for a cup run because it's fucking Pulis. Right, let's have some fun with this one, guys. It's West Ham United. 11. They finish off 11th, which I think is much better than they were intending.
No, it's much better than they deserve with some of the absolute dirges that they've put in.
Yeah.
I've never seen a team.
This whole season for West Ham, I think, has been a disaster from start to finish.
Complete disaster. If I was a Hammers fan, and I know a couple of them, I would just be going, nope, 2016, 2017, write that fucker off.
Yeah. The move to the Olympic Stadium, disaster, first of all, because...
The funny thing is that initially, like, when you consider it financially for them, it's a gold... They've literally... Of course it is. Even Wenger looked through the deal. He's a degree in economics, and he looked through the deal and just outright said they've hit the lottery. They've won the lottery.
Yeah,
they don't have to pay for anything. Like, he was outraged
when you
consider what we went through when we moved to the Emirates, and like, they're literally giving them a stadium. Which is bad enough. And then, in turn, they don't even have to pay for the fucking thing.
Exactly.
Like, they don't have to pay for any of the, they don't have to pay for any of the running of the stadium.
Yeah.
So it's not just, here's the stadium, but it's going to cost you like 80 million a year to
maintain.
Run.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, I'm fine. No, they don't even have to pay for the security.
Wasn't
that joke? Wasn't there? It's a joke from around. They don't even have to pay for the corner flags.
Yeah.
Because it's all covered by the taxpayer.
Yeah.
So it's a taxpayer funded stadium, and like, people slag off fucking Real Madrid because the fucking Spanish government basically wrote off their debt. What the fuck?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, and look at extra cash around, like, you'd think they'd actually buy some. Like, I know the January window, there was all these big names being touted around for West Ham, and nothing kind of came of it.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, they've just...
West Ham.
Yeah. It just hasn't been...
It's been pretty bad. It's, like I said, turgid is a good word, disaster is a good word, shambles, I think, is the best.
Yeah. It was worse than they ever could have imagined.
Yeah.
I could not have envisaged a worse season for West Ham when you consider the golden start that they got given.
Yeah.
I mean,
they've shot themselves in the foot. It's like a false start.
Yeah. There were teams around them, like, I know in particular Arsenal would have just ripped their hands off for the deal they got for that stadium. And just like, you set yourself up brilliantly. Yay, brilliant. Oh my god, you fuck.
So let's go through it then. Their breakout star has been Mikel Antonio, and he's been playing in pretty much every position on the pitch bar goalkeeper for them.
Yeah.
In all fairness, and I'm actually surprised. I know we're joking about Mikel Antonio and playing every position, but it's kind of true.
Yeah.
And I know it's a joke, but I am genuinely surprised he hasn't had that glove up at one point.
Yeah, I'd say if like a goalkeeper got sent off, he would play that position.
Yeah, if they lost both their keepers, he would be the guy to fucking throw on the numberless jersey.
Yeah, and he'd probably and he'd probably score as well.
Star roll.
Oh no. But like I said, look at the money they spent as well. When you look at it, they got Andre Ayew for 20 million, and then he like wrecked his knee like 2 games in. It's like, okay, that's rotten luck. Well, it's a good thing they got Simone Zaza in. Oh dear.
Oh, what was going on there?
Arguably, I think the worst striker we've seen in the league this year. It's hard to find someone worse.
Yeah.
It's close, isn't it?
It's close.
Because he didn't score at all in 18 games.
The funny thing is that he runs probably worst striker. He runs that one close.
Yeah.
He doesn't run the worst signing.
No, I think there's probably some worse ones out there.
Oh no, there are.
Yeah.
We'll get onto that.
We'll get onto that, yes. But I think another one as well, of course, is Dimitri Payet. Fair to say.
In all fairness, you can't. Well, again, the Payet thing is rotten luck.
Yeah.
Because
I think he felt that they should have pushed on.
It was in the space of a month where he was like, "I'm happy here. This is brilliant. I love it." Bumper new contract came in. He's Scrooge McDucking it up in his fucking pool. Then a month later, he's like, "Get me out of here! Get me out of here! Get me out of here!" And to the point where, like, and it was so brazen about it that West Ham were actually legit able to hold him to paying back the wages that he received over that month.
And he was
period.
okay paying it as well.
Yeah, no, that's it. He just wanted out of there. If a footballer is willing to go, here's my $500,000 in wages back.
Yeah, there's something.
There's something wrong there.
There's something.
Do you think it's because he saw how much of a shambles, how much of an Alan Partridge this is turning into, or was it because of the family reasons?
I was about to chime in. I was like, no, I totally believe the internet rumor where that he was stepping out on his wife and she just went back to Marseille with the kids and left him in London. Him in East
It's
London.
a very typical West Ham, because it always seems that their signings come into some sort of calamity. Like there's like so.
Not really. Zaza was a calamity before he went there.
Yeah, I know that, but even historically, yeah.
All the West Ham fans are like, oh my god, it's not bad enough that we manufacture all of their own calamities. We're now importing them.
And then Valencia fucking signed him as well, and lo and behold, they're a shambles this year as well. It's gas. But and even some of their other signings were really shit as well. I mean, Nordveld was dreadful, I think, from start to finish. Like he was a free from Mönchengladbach, and he played in the same midfield as Xhaka, and he turned out to be he was being used as a central defender. There's so many players being played out of position by Bilic this season.
I was half surprised not to see Adrian being fielded as the full forward strike.
Yeah, and that was another thing.
You big tall lad, get the fuck up there. What?
I'm not Andy Carroll. Hello. But I'm surprised actually that Bilic has not been sacked. I'll be honest, I thought his head would be on the chopping block, not for all the calamity around the club because of all the stadium move and Payet and all that.
Just his general choices.
Yeah.
I think, to be honest with you, I think all of that shit around what you've just mentioned there, I think that's been a good smokescreen for him.
Smokescreen, okay.
In that he's used that as a kind of stay of execution. You said, his head is not on the his head hasn't been lopped off. Yeah. But he's being led to the gallows.
Yeah. I think if he doesn't hit the ground running next season, he's gone.
Oh yeah.
Like 7 or 8 games.
In fact, actually, to be honest, I think that's the point you were about to say. He's potentially good to go in January.
Yeah.
Or he's good to go in the summer if they sign another Zaza.
That's true.
Or, sorry,
But is he that? I don't know if that's his doing that or is that the chief executive's doing that. It's hard to say because West Ham have always done that. They've always signed really obscure players or players who've had a bad run and then trying to change them, fix them.
Either or, but it's
I
think it's kind of like that, but it's unusual. I'd say the chief executive does take in some of his. Like it would be retarded for a chief executive to go start signing players without even consulting the manager.
Because clearly the manager has a shopping list he wants.
Absolutely, and if that's also that kind of leads into why he's not been sacked already. Yeah. In that a couple of times he probably turned around and goes, "Well, I didn't ask for this fuckhead."
Yeah. You wanted a striker.
You wanted a striker. Yeah. You went with the guy who's taken the most meme-worthy fucking penalty in living history. That's good.
It's such a West Ham thing, though.
His penalty kick is going to outlive the internet. That's
it's the last thing we'll see as the internet is deleted.
It is actually going to be the last thing as the bombs drop and delete the internet. Like people will be going like as the nuclear flashes occur in the thing. I get very happy now.
There's a lovely apocalyptic note to this podcast, I must say. It's really charming.
Yes.
You can tell I'm sitting beside Arsenal fans. But no, truthfully, surely West Ham can do better than this. At least in quality of football, in quality of their team.
Everything could be done better. Yeah. Everything. It was literally a season where anything that could... It was a Murphy's Law season. Anything that could go wrong did go wrong for them. Yeah. By a combination of rotten luck and a combination of what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it's fair to say?
It
Yeah,
really
I
it
think
says something about your season when the best part about it was at the very start when you got given a stadium.
Yeah. You have a shiny new place to live.
Yeah, when a building is your best performer.
No, I can imagine that. I can imagine now the player awards, and the player of the year is the Olympic Stadium.
Yay! They'll like try and feed the award into one of the bubble machines or something like that. You know?
I'd love to see that. Just break, and obviously breaks the bubble machine. Just cuts to
And
some
then
old.
the whole stadium burns down somehow.
Yeah, it's like an
How
insurance.
did this happen?
It's an insurance job.
Village.
Why you?
That's a very good question. We put it on the water and it's still burnt down.
It's kind of funny. I think one of the tweets was one of the funniest tweets was of this season was something along the lines of it's kind of appropriate that David Sullivan is the CEO or the chairman of of West Ham when he runs a porn business. He's seeing his team getting fucked up every night. Something along those lines. It was very funny.
Yeah.
When it was worded properly as opposed to being.
I'd say the word pounded was probably
Pounded. Oh yeah.
The word pounded is definitely been used
I
in
think
relation.
5-1 against Arsenal at home certainly does that.
Absolutely.
That's something that goes onto Pornhub and that's it.
But with regards to West Ham, can do better.
Must do better. Now, Leicester City. Now this is an interesting case as well. The defending champions, still weird, feels weird saying it. Yeah. Defending champions Leicester City, 12th place.
It always makes me when I see them running around because their Premier League crests are clearly they're in gold.
Yes,
they're the champions.
Yep.
And I always just look at that and go, somebody's printed their jerseys wrong.
It is still weird. It's still weird seeing them as champions.
They pissed on their jerseys. Have they done that? Can you do that?
Someone just got the dyeing wrong with the white.
I'm fairly sure if you look back at the podcast from last season, the end of year podcast we did last season, and I'm fairly sure I was like, oh, they're going to do shite. They're going to do shite. Yeah.
I think we all kind of felt they'd come back to earth, but I didn't think they'd fall this hard. There was a chance they could get relegated this season.
Yeah. I'm like, just take a look at that. 12 wins, 8 draws, 18 losses.
Which is really bad. It's insulting, really.
It's horrendous. So, a lot of what went on at Leicester now has just been quite insulting, not just to their fans, but also to people who get them there.
Yeah.
To everything and whatever.
Do you believe in the players' mutiny against Ranieri?
Yeah.
Or do you think there was more to it?
No. Well, I think actually both. I think there was more to it, but I genuinely think the players did actually do it. Chelsea went, we're not playing for you anymore.
Wow. What do you think, Rach?
Yeah, I think maybe the players were influenced by reports that there was a mutiny and they're like, oh my god, yeah, that's a great idea, let's do that. And then did it.
It worked at Chelsea. They're clearly an upstanding and very a team who's the very embodiment of integrity.
I think of Chelsea every time I think of integrity.
Absolutely.
No. Yeah, okay.
Vardy was late coming back into his form of last season, so the party was late. He was fashionably late for the party.
But which is always that's the standards, yeah.
Well, it's difficult when you're creating around all of that WKD.
Yeah, it's hard. WKD?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why, but my brain made me think you said WD-40. I don't know what it was. I am just clearly very tired.
Quite a lot of the players needed to be sprayed down with that shit because fucking hell, that back line actually creaked every time something happened.
I think we all said it last year, actually.
Yeah.
I think we all said it last year. Like these guys are all going to be 1 year older. They're not going to be able to keep up. Like I said, like Morgan and Huth, they are really exposed all the time.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't want to believe in the players' mutiny. Because I've read articles and I've read people kind of saying that Craig Shakespeare was kind of the guy behind Ranieri's success last year, because Ranieri wasn't always at training.
Yeah, his wife was sick, wasn't it?
His mother was sick. Mother was sick, yeah. So he was selecting the team and deciding the tactics and the formation all, but it was Shakespeare that was implementing it and doing it on the training pitch. So a lot of people have been actually attributing the success of last season to Shakespeare, and Ranieri was more so the maestro of it all. He was the kind of guy who changed from necessarily being the coach, but he was obviously the manager. But he was the figurehead. He was like, as I say, like our president to compare it to a Taoiseach.
Yeah.
You know, so it's in a sense, and it was actually a good tactic in the end, because Ranieri's then taking a lot of the media like buzz. Like he was doing all the sound bites and the quotes, and I think that was all very deliberate by his point.
Well, that's because he was a very personable, very likeable man.
And he is a very likeable man. I think he still is.
I mean, he's the only person who you can walk up and go dilly dong to, and it's not an insult. It's just a very warm, funny thing. Like.
Yeah, he's like football's granddad. But at the same token, though, I feel like he probably wasn't responsible for their success as he thinks. I think a lot of the success is down to Shakespeare, and quite frankly, you can see that when Leicester did get rid of Ranieri and Shakespeare was in charge, that team was back to normal.
In fairness, then, if he didn't have as much of a role last season as he did this season or whatever, then why were they playing bad and why did they get better when he was gone?
Because he was taking more of those roles off Shakespeare. It was more of like it was perceived to be a power struggle between the two.
Okay.
That's what the theory is. That now that Ranieri is back full time, he's taking training. He's doing all the stuff that Shakespeare was doing in his absence.
That's a thing. That's a.
It is an assumption.
That paints Ranieri out as a bit of an egomaniac because surely he would have realised, oh, I wasn't doing this last season. We won the league. If I start doing it now and we're going shite, that paints him out as somebody who can't put two and two together and come up before. In that he goes, oh,
or maybe not even an egotistic.
No, maybe it did go to his head, but I just don't see him as an egomaniac.
I don't think so either. I see it more as just like he got caught up in the romance of it all.
Maybe
because he caught up in the romance of like being a champion with this team of journeymen, and then when not necessarily when the hype did in, but now when the expectation came in to try and hold position and now play with the elite of European football, that's when it all got, not as it got to him, but just that's the reality of it. That's when it's stuck. So, and then when you just see like the individual performances, Kante losing was a massive loss for them.
Yeah.
And I don't think they've really recovered from it. They did now. The guy that got in the January, indeed, he was an improvement. He's not Kante, but he's not too far away.
No, he's very good.
He's an improvement.
He's. I think people are going. Give him a year or two, he'll be Kante at half the cost.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
They fucked up by signing what's that, Uliman?
Slimani.
No, not Slimani. The sham of a defender that they've got.
Oh fuck. Oh yeah, he's awful. Well, I can't remember his name.
It begins with an O.
Oh shit.
Or is he?
No, I'm thinking of Luis Hernandez. That was the guy that was awful from start to finish.
No, the one who gave away almost gave away 2 penalties in one match.
Oh fuck! I can't remember his name. I'm gonna have to look him up.
Yeah, but he's just been a sham.
Yeah.
I think with regards to Leicester, it's just basically reality kicking back in.
Yeah, I think Mahrez performing poorly. I think is also a major
he's gone
thing.
now.
Yeah, he looks like it.
Yeah. Wenger was getting asked, of course, about us signing him, and he said it could happen, but we've not put in anything. I don't think it'll happen.
Yeah, it's hard to say if you want to go for a player like that. But then again, if the money is if he's not going, I know he's going to be hefty anyway, but
he's not going to be going for stupid cash because he's had such a bad season.
Yeah, exactly. You're kind of getting him when his stock is low, so then you can rise him up again. Maybe. That's the way you look at it.
I don't see it happening, but it could.
Yeah, absolutely. So how do we think generally that Leicester will do next season? Is it going to be mid-table?
Oh yeah, I think they're mid-table.
I'd say mid-table and the lower part of it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I think I'm happy to go with that.
That's all the team is capable of.
Yeah, fair enough. In that case, yeah, carry on.
The Orcs.
Okay, we can breeze through these guys. These guys had a fucking pointless season. Stoke City.
Well, it's Stoke.
Look, I think they were just awful this season. I really do. They were very disappointing.
Trash. It's never good when Peter Crouch is your leading goal scorer.
With 7 goals, and you didn't even want Crouch as your number one. You wanted everyone else. Berahino,
Dark McCauley scored nearly as many goals.
Yeah. But like I said, Crouch was not the first choice. He was never the first choice this season. Just when he got picked, he scored.
Yeah.
And it's just a bad season for Stoke. All their players, I think, even Shaqiri should be disappointed. There's not one player. Even Arnautovic was awful this season. Yeah. Didn't play.
But the thing with Arnautovic is he could have been anonymous all season last season. Anonymous for 80 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Hit a banger into the top corner. Bam, he's a hero.
Yeah, he's a real YouTube reel player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look at all these goals.
Look at all these skills. Look at these calves. Wait, no, Shaqiri has the calves.
Yeah. Shaqiri doesn't lie. Hips don't lie.
But they've just been piss poor.
Yeah.
They've been kind of typical Stoke.
Bang average.
Bang average.
Bang average.
Although I am happy because they've been so unbelievably dire, they are now no longer our bogey team.
That's good. The Stoke Alona revolution has truly taken place.
Yeah, well, the Stoke Alona revolution has eaten itself.
Yeah. And like I said, if I had to pick out one player that was the best for them, probably Lee Grant, their goalkeeper, and that was only because he was loaned out to them for like basically an emergency loan, more or less, because Butland got injured. Joe Allen was good when he started, but then he just grew into the Stoke City side and then grew apathetic. He was in the Liverpool standard when he got there.
Grew into the Stoke City side. That's a very, very pleasant way of saying he was infected.
Do you know what? I couldn't have put it better myself.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, and even like the likes of Shaqiri and all that.
I grew into my cancer. I thought it improved me as a person. I quite liked it. You know.
I lost all my body weight.
Absolutely. I wasn't really that fond of my hair. Chemo grew into me. No, it's just awful. No, they were just atrociously tripe. Typical stuff.
Would you have sacked Mark Hughes after the season?
Yes, but
not even. I think they were, in terms of Stoke ability, it wasn't too much.
There wasn't any
worse than other seasons. It's just the results didn't get that way.
Yeah,
Stoke ability. I love that you phrase that as a complete insult.
Yeah, and that's not even a gauge. It's just a gauge of how average they are.
An insult to Stoke.
But they have been though. It has just been a really boring season. It's just
a boring.
It's an auto-generated.
They're a filler team.
Yeah. A boring season punctuated with crushing losses.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Right. So moving swiftly on. Crystal Palace.
Oh my god.
Well, at least we have something to talk about with these guys.
Absolutely. Yeah. Stoke is no longer anybody's bogey team. That mantle has been passed to fucking Palace.
Well, I don't know anymore because obviously, let we start from the beginning. They spent a fuck ton of money in the summer.
Yep.
Zaha is staying on. Townsend signing. Benteke signing. Mandanda signing, who was obviously heavy on the wages. There's another few players I think they signed in the summer as well. In January, sorry. Milivojevic was one. Sacco on loan.
Well, that's because they were staring at the twin barrels of relegation.
Yeah.
And it's like, we spend now or we are dying. And they were drowning.
They were. And Van Aanholt is another great signing as well. And Schlupp as well. But obviously the season is defined by the two managers they had. Alan Pardew, who really showed how pointless of a manager he is, really. He just wants... the romance was gone by Christmas in terms of like former Palace hero coming back to manage a team, getting them relegated.
Once Sheen came off and they realised, oh my god, he's just bang average.
Yeah. He's not even average. I think he's just a very poor manager.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can see it. He wasn't playing his best 11 at any point when he was there. He always benched Townsend, which I never understood.
Why?
He always put punching out wide, which I still never understand. And goalkeeper was always Hennessy. Now Hennessy is okay, but he never gave Mandanda a chance, and he was always on the bench. And Mandanda's probably heavy on the wage bill, when you look at it, because he's a French international and been in the Marseille team all for the last few years. So it just none of this made sense. And then players like Wickham playing instead of Benteke, it's a mess. Nothing made sense with this team. When they did sack him and they brought Big Sam in, it took a long time for the Malays to go.
Because when Sam came in, that's when some of their worst losses occurred, when he came in.
It was that interim,
and put in a new system which everybody thought, this is going to work, oh holy shit, it takes time to click, and then they were getting fucking absolutely tonked.
They were expecting what happened with Sunderland when it was pretty much instant change.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens with Sunderland. It is instant change, and they do that, and they're okay for eight more games.
It was an awful. I don't think they realised just how deep the Malays that party put in went. But when it did, then they were just holy shit, punching way above their weight. Beat us 3-0.
Zaha was phenomenal.
Yeah, beat us.
I remember I think it was a match after they'd lost to City, wasn't it? That they bet us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or it was very soon afterwards.
I think it was. But I think they beat you guys way before that match against Man City. I could be wrong, but I think that's the case.
Oh well, I think then they beat Liverpool just after that. Then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They would have.
Because they racked up like a fucking unbelievable amount of scalps, like high profile scalps, all in the space of a period, and then I think Spurs beat them.
Yeah.
They didn't beat Spurs.
It was Man City you're thinking of. It was the Man City one. They were people were thinking, there could be another scalp, and then Man City cleaned them out.
Yeah.
But it was kind of. I met the first ever Crystal Palace fan I've ever met in my life.
Wow.
The night that we were playing them. And before the match, we were getting a boot him and just chatting away, and he was saying like, oh my god, we're gonna lose so badly, like, you know, I'm really not looking forward to this. And I was like, oh, you're able to beat Liverpool or whatever the thing was. I was like, oh sure, like I don't trust Arsenal to go out and beat G. So, you know, and the people who were with us were like, this is the worst case of like pre-match banter I've ever. Both teams were going, shit, we're fucked, and then like, no, we're more fucked than you are.
Do you want to fight?
And then
do you want to fight?
I was at a gig.
I hit myself really harder than you did. No, I fucking hit myself much harder. Look, I kick myself in my head.
But we were at a gig and we were getting the results coming in, and I was going, no, and then like, you know, in the middle of a gig, you know, a phone would be shoved in my face like 3-0, like, for fuck's sake. But
you are ruining this for me.
But yeah, no, it was like Benteke has been unbelievable for them.
Yeah,
he's like a fantastic signing. Like, he's doing nothing at Liverpool, so he did the job at Palace. Yeah, for next season without Big Sam, I don't know what the
it's
what
gonna be
is.
really interesting. Sean Dyche has actually been the guy linked heaviest so far.
In all fairness, a new manager.
Heaviest.
In all fairness, a new manager doesn't have to do much.
Yeah.
They've got a fantastic foundation there.
Yeah.
All he has to do is realise what his best 11 is and field them.
Yeah.
That's something that is beyond Pardew.
And I think Dyche would actually do a decent job at Palace. I think it's a sort of team he can kind of latch onto.
Dyche is the kind of guy who goes, our best striker should be on the pitch. Yes! Pitch. I got it.
Genius!
We've got very fast wingers. We should play them on the wings. Yes! God, fuck.
Ha! 2 in a row!
One's a left footer, the other's right footed.
Where
should I put the...
Right.
Yeah! No, in all fairness, they've got a great foundation there, great team.
They have a brilliant squad.
They have a brilliant squad.
It's a squad I'd manage.
Yeah.
I'd love to coach them. Yeah.
Because
I see them being top half of the table.
I would too. If they get a good manager,
right manager, yeah.
Like I said, the two that I've only really been seeing is Dyche and Hodgson, and I think given the choice, no,
Moisey.
The only place Moisey is into like back to Scotland, and he'll be never seen again. He'll live in an abandoned fishery like that guy from fucking Michelle of the Comet. That's where he's going.
Yeah, so that's it. That's all to say. Palace just need all they need. Their most needed signing is a decent manager.
And I think Dyche should do it.
Yep.
I'd like Dyche to take it.
Yeah,
I
would like to see. Yeah, I'd like to see him come back.
Yeah, because like I said, it'd be nice to see Dyche with like a more talented squad than what he has at Burnley. No offense to them, of course, but that they are what they are.
Yeah, he's held back by the quality at his disposal, and fuck me, Palace have got a lot of it.
Yeah,
and I look forward to Palace being our new favourite bogey team.
So, moving on, then we have Swansea. Now, they've had a bit of a roller coaster themselves. 3 managers this season. The first one was Guidolin, who obviously was more or less kept on as a courtesy, as a thank you, more or less, for getting them out of trouble last season. He got sacked very early, and I think he was the first dismissal of the season, if I'm not mistaken. And then he was brought in. Are you ready? Replaced by
Bob Bradley.
Oh, I love that.
Robert Bradley, a man who believes that Cliffy Sigurdsson should be a full forward striker.
Bob Bradley was a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
And if anything, could have relegated Swansea this season.
Had they kept him on longer? Yeah.
Not even that. If they didn't get like somebody as good as Paul Clement in, then they were fucked.
Absolutely. Like
the malaise was real.
Bradley had set fire to the plane engines and it turned it towards the mountain.
Yeah. No, it's fair to say that. Yeah.
They were going down, and if Clemens hadn't gone, lads, we can just turn left or right and not hit the mountain. We might still die in the crash, but at least we're not smashing into a mountain.
Yeah.
And it turns out he landed the plane.
Yeah, he did very well.
15th, well, I mean, when you consider a couple of months ago, 15th, if you'd have told me in around, let's say, maybe
February,
March, I was about to say March. If you'd have told me in March that Swansea were going to finish 15th, I'd have taken.
Yeah.
You could have had my.
Because
he
was still.
You could have had my house off me. I'd have put that much cash on it.
Because they were still dueling.
Good thing I'm not a veteran gambler.
It's a very good thing.
Oh, Swansea would have cleared me the fuck out.
Yeah.
They were shit.
I think the big difference with that was that like Sigurdsson was obviously the foreman when Bradley was there.
Yeah.
Not intentionally, I think. I think Sigurdsson was just on a rich vein. But when Clement took over, then Llorente really went into overdrive.
To be honest with you,
it was like a goal a game almost when he was there.
I think we were talking about this, but Llorente is actually my signing of the season.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Never
has one player done more for one team. Llorente,
that is a big call.
Llorente kept them up.
I would definitely second that. my brother was delighted to have him come into the team, and I was kind of going, he's been doing nothing. There'll be nothing there.
Yeah.
And then, he was right.
No.
He was
fair enough.
Definitely. Everybody picks Kante. Yeah, Kante was surely brilliant, but then again, it was obvious. that when they signed Kante, they were going to win the league.
was a hit or miss. He was either going to make
true,
it in the league, or he was going to be a complete another Negredo flop.
That's fair. No, that is actually quite fair. It could have gone a lot worse with him.
No, no, that's the thing. I like big bets.
Yeah,
I cannot lie. And the thing is, if Llorente hadn't worked out, they were going to the championship.
Yeah.
And they went, right, we'll go for this guy, we'll bet big.
They signed another big fucking Spanish forward, Borja Baston, and he was a flop as well.
Yeah.
So Llorente really had to take over.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And he did. I like it when a player steps up to the plate, go, here, there we go. And that's it, Swansea. 4 words, skin off the teeth.
Yeah. Do you think they can hold on to Sigurdsson?
Yeah.
Did he have any choice in that matter? I don't think they can.
To be honest, is anybody really going for him?
Everton.
Are they?
Yeah, they're in for him. I'd say Southampton could do it. There's a lot of teams even in Europe that would look at Sigurdsson, especially based on how he did in the Euros, and look at it and go, "We need someone like that."
But the thing is that Sigurdsson would probably want to stay in the Premier League, and I think.
But if
somebody goes, if Everton or Southampton go for,
he could do well for him.
I would like to see him down. Yeah. It's hard to say. Like I said, it'd be a fee at a premium though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But like I say, if he was a big league on side or a Bundesliga side or even like someone like Serie A, like AC, the Milan sides, that just go 30 million for Sigurdsson, European football. Surely he has to go for it because Swansea is not going to get anywhere near the Europa League at the moment.
Which one did he? I think only Inter are in the Europe.
Yeah, I was like I was amassing, but like I said, a team that's like playing in Champions League or Europa League, surely like a Champions League side at least.
Yeah. That's
what Sigurdsson would want.
Again,
that's a quality player he is.
This is another team with a defining summer coming up because the signings that they made have kept them in the Premier League. All the cash.
Yeah.
Paper.
Everyone loves money.
Now they've got to stick it.
Yeah.
Make a few decent signings. I think their defence needs a bit of a
overhaul.
Actually a complete overhaul.
Yeah,
like they never dealt with losing Williams at the start of the season, so they definitely need to get someone in there. And
if Everton's decision to sign Williams was kind of pretty bad considering how bad he was, Swansea's total non-decision to deal with his loss was even worse.
It only got managed when they signed Van der Horn. I think it's just
they got out of jail. It's not going to happen again.
I think we're all generally happy that Swansea's still in the league. We all like Swansea, generally speaking.
I do like Swansea. Even though my very, very, very first ever Arsenal game I ever went to was against the Swansea and we lost 1-0.
Was that the Michu goal that made him a thing?
No, it wasn't. It was a goal by... Who's that guy who does the stupid lion celebration?
Oh, Gomez.
Yeah, Bartholomew Gomez. Yeah, he scored.
Yeah.
They had one shot on target the entire game and it was their goal and we absolutely peppered them.
Oh, I know the game.
Fabianski had a fucking wonderful game. And I remember because I was at the clock end right behind their goal watching them make save after fucking save. And we didn't even realise that they'd scored a goal because the ball went kind of trickled over the line and Koscielny absolutely rifled it into the car park. And we're like, oh, that was a good clearance. Why did they celebrate? Replay. Oh, you are kidding me!
No.
They ended 1-0 and that was my first ever Arsenal game.
Oh man.
What it is to be an Arsenal fan. That's it in a nutshell.
And even then, even after that, I still quite like the team.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. We all like Swansea.
Yeah.
It's all fair to say. So Burnley next. We can get through these fairly quickly. I think Burnley, good season for them. Good to see them survive because I think with the squad they probably have the weakest squad in the league.
Yeah,
definitely.
Reasonable to say.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Probably on par with Hull maybe. But they played well. Volk scored a lot of goals.
Hull barely had a game. Hull barely had a squad.
That's true, actually. Yeah, that was makeshift as makeshift could be.
They were defining makeshift.
Yeah.
Burnley, their only goal this season was survival. They did it. Great.
Their home form was phenomenal. Turf Moor was a fortress this season.
That's pretty much what they focused on.
Yeah, they did focus on that. I think they had one away win, and that was against Palace.
Yeah.
All season. And like I said, 10 of those wins were at home. A few scalps in that as well. They beat us at Turf Moor. They beat a lot of the mid-table teams at home as well. I don't think they got scalps against any other big teams. They might have beat against Man City.
No, they had the 0-0 with Man United.
Yes, they had draws against them.
Yeah.
That's what it was. They had a lot of draws against. They drew against Chelsea as well.
They're not as bad to watch either. They actually do play decent passing in the midfield, which kind of I've always associated Burnley as being hoop it up the pitch and hope for the best. But they actually put on the ground a bit and had some nice passing moves. Like was it Boyd? The long hair.
Yeah,
him?
Boyd.
Yeah, he's quite good. He had a good season, and then there was one or two defenders I actually had in my fantasy football team because they were actually getting
I think it's like
clean sheets for a bit.
Yeah.
So they're
yeah.
good.
And at least from an Irish standpoint, Burnley is one of our favourite teams thanks to signing Hendrick, great signing, and Robbie Brady as well, perfect place for him.
And Brady pretty much punched his card at the very first game.
With that free kick against Chelsea.
One fucking hell of a free kick.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. That's that fucking 13 million well spent.
Ooh.
Straight away. Obviously it goes without saying Michael Keane is their star man, but it's very obvious he'll be gone.
Oh yeah, I was
it's only a matter of which club he goes
if
to.
they can keep him, it'll be nothing short of a miracle.
I'm surprised that no one's going in for Tom Heaton, to be honest.
He's kind of old.
Yeah, I know, but he had a great season.
He had a great season.
He had a good season. But
Yeah.
He's kind of old, and there is kind of a bit of an influx of younger, much shit hotter keepers.
That's
coming
true.
from
Yeah,
mainland
so he's
Europe.
kind of lost in the
He
shuffle.
was my keeper for fantasy football.
Same here.
Yeah, he was one of mine actually.
Yeah, him and Foster. So let's deal with this shambles. Watford. They end up 17th. Quite frankly, they should have finished higher than this, but by virtue of just giving up. Now, what you just don't get Watford, do you?
I even think I kept forgetting about them last season in the podcast. In the preview. I had to, and again, I forgot they were here again. I literally was like, "Oh yeah, Watford."
Yeah, they're the only team that nobody remembers.
They had some player in the midfield beginning with C.
Capoue.
Capoue,
yeah.
He was good.
Yeah, he was good. He was in my
had a good start this
football
season.
team
Yeah,
for a few weeks.
Yeah, no, he was in my FF team for a bit. A player you can't remember, even though he's got poo in his name.
But it's weird though. It's weird how like they did start off really well and they were still playing decent football. I don't know if it's because the way Watford does their business in the terms of like having all their players by third party ownerships. Sorry, or it's just the managers lost interest. Mazzari.
Oh, I think everybody kind of lost interest.
Yeah,
I
it
think
was widespread.
They forgot they were in the Premier League.
Yeah, it's just they were a team. They did somewhat semi-decent plan A. Everybody figured it out.
Yeah,
they total inability to switch to a plan B. Then the flip flops came out.
Yeah, and just really lack of drive. I mean,
Yeah.
they made some good signings like Janmat and Pereira.
Yeah.
Really good players, but now they're in the Pizzi cycle now, so they can just get fucking farmed out to Udinese or any other places they own.
Yep.
It's just sad, really. And now Mazzari sacked. Marco Silva is in, and going by his work at Hull, I have hope for Watford. They'll do better, but again, it's a glass ceiling. I don't know how far they can go.
Well, in all fairness, when you say they could do better, they finished 17th. Only survived by the narrowest of margins.
But they survived with the mathematics.
Yeah,
they were mathematically safe.
Yeah, doing better. It's not a high bar they've set for themselves.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So, in that case, then we move on to the relegated teams. Hull City, what a disaster.
Yeah.
Well, not a disaster. They did okay. I mean,
They did very well for a team that barely could get 11 players onto a pitch.
they had 14 players fit for the start of this season.
And 3 of them were goalkeepers. Weren't
Yes, that's right. The rest of 3 of them were
They
goalkeepers.
had no defence. Their defence was completely wiped. I think they had 4 defenders in the entire squad.
That's right. Yeah.
And 2 of which were academy lads or very inexperienced young lads. Hull, I don't know, they were not fun to watch unless you were the other team.
Yeah.
7-1 versus Spurs, which kind of gave Harry Kane his golden boot.
That was when Hull that was when the
They
fight was
given up,
gone.
yeah.
Yeah. Because they were relegated the previous weekend against Palace.
Yeah, no, they're just pile of shite.
Yeah, I feel bad for them in a way because a lot of their problems were off the pitch, and obviously it translated in that sense.
Oh yeah.
The reason they had so few players was because they were getting no investment. There was changes of ownership. Steve Bruce had resigned as well because again no investment, and I feel bad for them in a way. There are a few players I think that did come out well from it. Snodgrass obviously, amazing enough, is their top goal scorer with 7 goals after leaving in January. I think Maguire is a good turn. I think Robertson is a good turn. And let's give credit. I know Mike Phelan did okay. They had a very strong start to the season because they started off beating Leicester and Swansea.
Yeah, but if you look, Leicester were on their mutinous run.
Yeah, exactly.
Swansea
struggling, Gwydlin, yeah, exactly.
I think very early on, I remember actually very early on into the season, one of the commentators referring to the Hull City Swansea match as being a 6-pointer.
Yeah.
And I was going, you are ridiculous. And then it actually turned out like, yeah. Like,
yeah,
you know,
it felt at the time, it was like, shit, Hull really needed this win. They needed every win they could get.
Yeah.
You know, and it was the way they were set up as well. Like, Phelan, who was in charge, obviously set up the way that Steve Bruce would, and very defensive, very pragmatic, not really scoring that many goals. Yeah. Very much relying on Snodgrass and his free kicks, really. But when he can score free kicks like that, then you don't really need to play from open play. You know.
Well, no, I think that's a bit of a stretch. I think you do need some sort of outlet at the
it
top,
helps,
and they had absolutely none.
Yeah.
They had nothing going for them in terms of having any sort of attack.
Yeah.
And it was really like watching paint dry.
Yeah, there was wasn't there like a few games that they just scored no goals, or they were like conceding really heavily.
Yeah.
And that's when it all fell apart.
It was like watching paint dry badly.
Yeah. Failing to dry. So, and then at that point then Marco Silva came in. There was a whole raft of loan signings. Markovic from Liverpool, Niasse from Everton. They all turned out really well, in fairness, and Ranocchia from Inter Milan. They did stop the rot somewhat. They had big wins against ourselves, Liverpool. I think it was like 3-2 or 2-1, something like that. Mm-hmm. Not bad, to say the least. But at the same token, there was just too much damage done at that stage. Yeah. Once they had lost one game or two games, that rot was there.
Set in, and it was just awful.
Yeah. The damage was done, really. I think as much as Hull would try, they were always going to be relegated this season.
Yeah.
It was going to be a massive job.
It was kind of one of the few teams where people predicted them to go down at the very beginning and wound up actually doing that.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
So, that being said...
Hull, not defying expectations.
Consistent with expectations. And Borough, there's a simple story for why they got relegated. They didn't try.
No.
Yeah. What happened was, Aitor Karanka comes from the Jose Mourinho school of managing, and that is defend first, defend only first. And it should come as no surprise. Actually, they turn out not to be the lowest goal scorers. Sunderland could take that credit, but for the longest time when Karanka was in charge, they were the lowest goal scorers in the Football League. That's like Premier League all the way down to the top.
I actually remember that stat.
19 goals was as low as it got. That's when Karanka was sacked, and then Steve Agnew took charge. They scored a few goals. I think the 3-0 win against Swansea was early in the season. My apologies, but they did maybe win one or two games. They scored a lot of goals, but they were way too open then, and they were only conceding so much. I think it's reasonable to say a lot of the signings for Borough are a disappointment. Negredo, I feel bad for him in a way, because I think just the lack of fitness he has couldn't do it. He couldn't match that quality they wanted.
But also he wasn't getting any service.
Yeah.
In fairness to him,
Yeah, he was. But wasn't getting much service.
Yeah. I think, and that's down to tactics, really. It's not about personnel.
He was perennially knackered. He wasn't doing a whole lot with what he did get.
Exactly. It also didn't help that like I said, for me, just what relegated Borough was Karanka's negative tactics. You know, it's all good and well.
With a team like that, where you need to scrape every win and you need to hold the defence tight, that's well and good to have that kind of negative mindset. But if you're going out to every match draw, and it's not working, something needs to change. Yeah,
it was too far. It was too negative. Like I said, it's all good and well defending a result, but you need to get the result first. That was the problem. And that was just more as the story of Borough. Look at that, 5 wins out of 38 games. That's just disgusting. That's bad. That's like Derby levels when they were in the league. You know, so that's only fair. I would hope Borough get their act together, because they have some good players in that squad, like Gaston Ramirez. Probably not the greatest number 10 in the world, but can still do a job for people. In fairness. But now let's have some fun, lads. It's Sunderland time. 24 points. They lose 26 out of 38 games. Moisey in charge. Sunderland are officially relegated after Yeah, exactly. Like, how many years have these fuckers dodged bullets? From managerial appointments,
as I said at the start of the season, I fucking hate Sunderland.
Yeah.
Absolute pricks.
Unethical is what I would call them.
Deserve to be relegated about 4 seasons ago for poor football, and then deserve to be relegated from football in general for their conduct with Adam Johnson. And
they're like they really were a team that went out of their way to fuck it up for themselves, and they succeeded in spite of themselves, not as a result of their own efforts.
Yeah.
And it's
Jermaine Defoe though was pretty amazing for them.
Defoe and Pickford were two fantastic turns for Sunderland, and it was because by virtue that they were the two that really were the only two quality players in the side. There was, and a lot of the players that turned out for Big Sam last season just went anonymous. They just didn't take to Moisey at all. Kirchhoff, Kazri, you know.
Yeah, it's especially when you consider that Pickford only got in because they couldn't get Hart.
Yeah, that's true.
Hart pissed off to Torino, and so they went with Pickford. He officially made more saves per game, which actually this is quite surprising, but he made more saves per game than any other keeper. I think it was like 5.4 saves a game.
Yeah, it's remarkable.
Oh my God.
But that's how good he was. Yeah. He's such a good goalkeeper. It's just a shame he was in such a bad squad.
But that's the thing. I mean, it's just the worst defense in the league, in any of the leagues.
Yeah.
And just he's their one of their two shining lights. And that Moyes was really obstinate over. No, we want 30 million for him, and we were like, "Suck,
you're not gonna get it.
Suck my left nut, you Scottish prick." And now that he's fucked off, he waived all compensation when he fucked off. Pickford's gone, and when Pickford's gone, Defoe's gone.
Yeah, and for free as well. They don't get any money from it.
And Sunderland are fucked, and I genuinely think they're gonna do a Leeds.
Yeah, I can see this happening. I can see them squandering for a long time. Yeah, I see them in the same way I see Blackburn. Blackburn have a beautiful, like an old-fashioned stadium like Ewood, the same way that these have a huge stadium, but they're not going to get the people in. They're going to have to do something like that.
In all fairness, Sunderland attendances were never really their problem. They would routinely get about 40,000 people in.
I will say they have great fan support, now that the fight is done, like they now relegated.
Exactly, you would look at those fans, you go, "Are you people mental?
Yeah.
Like, are you absolutely mental? Why are you showing up for this? You're getting absolutely rogered."
Yeah.
Do you like? I mean, it was just awful.
Yeah, I feel bad for the fans, but they must know this is a long time coming. Moisey was like the vet.
Oh yeah, no.
Moisey was the vet that puts your dog down.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what it is. He's the guy that just goes, "Look, I know I'm doing a bad job here.
Yeah.
But someone has to do it.
Yeah.
Someone has to do it.
Put the Premier League out of their misery.
Yes,
absolutely.
exactly.
And it turns out he inadvertently ran the needle straight through your dog into his own hand.
and takes himself with him.
And he's just shot himself full of fucking
animal tranquilizers. Exactly. But that's what it is. That's exactly what it was this season. This was just putting Sunderland down.
Yeah.
That's all this was.
Yeah, and they are not coming back.
I don't think so.
Bye. Bye, Felicia.
Chip, cheerio.
Bye, bitches.
So, now that we've dealt with the current Premier League sides, we'll just spend a few minutes. I know this has been a very extensive podcast already, but we will.
Oh, cool.
So we will talk then about the promoted sides. First off, Newcastle.
Yay! I love the Geordies. I fucking love them. I'm delighted to see them.
We're all happy to see them back, right?
I am fucking happy.
Yeah.
Like, no, just for their 5-1 defeat of Spurs.
we all have a reason to like them. I have a reason because obviously Rafa's in charge. It's great to see him back. I can't wait to see him play against us against Anfield. You guys obviously want him want him back because of Spurs. Hopefully, maybe next season they might do it again.
Yeah,
you know.
No, I quite like. I've always had a soft spot for Newcastle.
Yeah. There's something about them, isn't it? It's just I know they're ran by complete arseholes, but that's kind of what makes them endearing. That all the unpleasant people in it.
I like Newcastle. I like it as a place. I like the team. I like Rafa Benitez.
Yeah, same here.
The fact that I've no idea how they managed to keep him. Obviously Newcastle is a far higher grade of hooker than I possibly thought. Or either that or the drugs down there are just amazing.
I'd say the Ket is strong.
Oh yeah.
I'd say the Ket is strong.
Yeah, Rafa's been down a K-hole for the entire season.
I'd have to be if I was managing the championship anyway.
Yeah. having to deal with fucking Mitrovic every fucking week and week out. Fuck that. But in any case, it's brilliant. I'm loving to see them back in.
Yeah.
They're back, and I think they're back to
stay. It's hard to say. I can imagine Rafa being a bit pragmatic this season, just securing safety first. That, I can understand because he is a very measured man. That's what he does. He's very pragmatic. He will change the squad up again. He wants to get a bit of more quality in because he signed a lot of players this season, but they were championship quality. Like the likes of Kieran Clark, who was very good for them this season. But players like Darryl Murphy, why would you ever sign Darryl Murphy?
They've kept a lot of their Premier League quality players as well.
Yeah, they have.
We've got a few of them up there: Mitrovic, Atsu, Shelby.
Yeah.
Voldemort himself.
But he's been good though. He's been the captain.
Oh no, he's
the captain now.
He's been great for them.
Yeah.
It's just he's a weird looking motherfucker.
He's just a weird person in general. But
and they have a big war chest as well because they still had the parachute payments from last season.
Yeah.
And obviously, like a 60 million windfall from Sissoko and Ronaldo.
Exactly.
You know.
They fuck Spurs over in so many ways. It's fantastic.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Both financially and on the pitch.
That's the thing. It says something about how bad Sissoko has been and how much money they managed to get from him.
Yeah.
That's considered funnier than Newcastle having been relegated, whopping Spurs 5-1.
Exactly. That's great, isn't it? So, and they've already started to capitalise on their good fortune by signing Christian Atsu permanently from Chelsea. So that's a good signing because they're one of their better players. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So more the same really. It's hard to say what their best striker would be. Logic would dictate you go for Ayuso Perez or Mitrovic, but Dwight Gale was the top scorer of the league. So it's hard to say whether you go for him. Oh, of course they're signing Tammy Abraham from Chelsea as well on loan. He was a top goal scorer in the Championship last season.
No, I reckon it'll be either Mitrovic or Perez because they are actual Premier League strikers.
Yeah.
I don't think...
the remit is a bit different, isn't it?
I don't think Gale's going to translate too well to the Premier League, at least not in his first season.
Yeah.
I think it'll be Mitrovic.
Because it was the same when he was at Palace, almost. He's a squad player more so. Yeah.
I think it'll be either Mitrovic or Perez because I quite like Ayuso Perez. Yeah, but no.
So we're all reasonably confident Newcastle will survive.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't
100%.
think they'll survive for quite a while.
Unless they go on a stupid losing run and get rid of Rafa, and then it's like Holland makes
I think the only way they could be they could get relegated if Rafa leaves for somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening considering he stayed this season.
Yeah.
With them.
If he's stuck through the Championship, he can stick them through this. Yeah. The only people who can fuck Newcastle up are Newcastle.
Yeah.
Mike Ashley.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And even then they've. A journalist managed to pin Mike Ashley down and just get it out of him. He's like, Mike Ashley's no, Rafa will have all the money he wants.
Yeah.
Good. He's not going to interfere. Ashley...
He knows. He knows he's got one of the best coach managers in the world. He must know that.
He must know that, and he also must know that any interference from him other than, yes, here is my signature for the check, will be a detriment to the team.
Exactly.
He's a fat cunt.
Yeah, he is. He's a very unpleasant man. Let's hope that the club does well, but not for his sake. I think it's reasonable to say. For football's sake, exactly. So then, another popular team getting promoted is Brighton and Hove Albion. This is the first time they've been in the Premier League. It goes without saying. They were very close the last 2 seasons. They kind of did a Leicester in a way, like a really unexpected team challenging, but they ultimately got to the playoffs. They unfortunately fucked up the first leg and weren't able to recover. But now this time they're more refined, they're more mature, and they got secured promotion actually before Newcastle, but ultimately Newcastle trumped them for the Championship. Either way, obviously we know them quite well, but because of Chris Hughton. Yeah. Really good manager, very underrated in my view.
Nice guy.
Nice guy.
He seems like the nicest guy. I've got pulled my groin a little bit and get, sit down, I'll make you a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Whereas, I think some
gentleman is the word I'd use. Yeah. Gentleman is the word I'd use.
Yeah, he's a guy who, still hands out the orange slices at half.
Yeah. He's a but a good measure of that was when he was relegated or he was sacked from the Newcastle job. When he was close to being promoted, and he just took it so well. He was very respectful, especially when it was a whole lot of politics in the background of that as well.
Yeah, it was one of those situations where he could have legit blown up.
Yeah, exactly.
And people wouldn't have blamed him for it, but he still didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
Get
good.
his head down.
Brighton, very good, did well. But I think they'll go back down.
Yeah, same here.
Their ladies team are a new enough ladies team, and they've signed Emma Byrne from Arsenal and Ireland. So
they seem to have a decent Irish contingent because Shane Duffy's playing there.
So I just I want them to do well.
So do I. Like, no, I think they will do well.
Yeah.
I hope they will do well, but I don't. I think they'll go straight back down.
Yeah, because I think that the one trait I say about Chris Hughton is that he's able to turn average players into a very solid team.
Because he's able to do that. Because they want to work for him.
Yeah.
It's like,
there is a good
give me an extra orange slice if I get this.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, and it's a very endearing thing to have. It's a great team spirit. Everything is about as lovely. Because he was like that when he was Norwich manager and got them promoted. Yeah. And like I said, it was a bang average Norwich side, and ultimately they did get relegated. But my God, they were punching above their weight.
Yeah, the whole was. He's a kind of, the whole is far greater than the sum of its parts kind of guy.
Now the problem with that is when you're in the Premier League, you need quality. Yeah. Quality. That's the one thing you need. You can't. Sometimes journeyman will only work for you a certain amount, but to get points, to get wins, you need star players. Probably their best. If I had to pick one, probably Knockaert is their current best star player. I know Den Murray scores a lot of goals, but he's old, he's tired, he can't move.
He's Glenn Murray.
He's Glenn Murray, exactly. They've already signed a number 10, Pascal Gross from a German side. That's a good start, but you need to overhaul that team. Ultimately, they'll need to do what Burnley do and just make their stadium, the Amex, lovely stadium by the way, make that into a fortress. Make that into a place where I have to go to Brighton now and get a result. That's
other than if they go to Brighton.
That too, yeah. But like I said, it's the same thing. You need that sort of fortress feel to it. I'm sure the Brighton fans will oblige and make it look good and feel good. It's interesting to see. I don't think they'll survive, but I'd love to see them give it a good try.
Also, special shout out to Brighton as well, because they seem to be run by a fair bunch of very nice cunts. Because anybody who's held a season ticket since 2009, their current season ticket for this entire Premier League season will cost their fans a whopping £100.
That's great.
Yeah,
so
that's great.
I think it comes in at like something like £8 a match.
That's
unreal.
Yeah, it's
less than that actually. Sorry, less than that.
It'd be £5, wouldn't it?
Yeah, £5 a match.
Yeah. I think Huddersfield is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And speaking of which,
Huddersfield,
and coming from the playoffs after beating Reading in perhaps the most boring match I've ever seen, is Huddersfield Town. They hold the distinction of being the only team to get promoted to the Premier League with a negative goal difference, and never to have scored in the playoffs themselves. All games were 0-0. They got through on penalties on both accounts. But fuck it, they're happy. Huddersfield, by all means, they shouldn't have been promoted. But the main things that did get them promoted was, one, they have a really good coach called David Wagner, who was part of the backroom staff at Borussia Dortmund when Klopp was in charge. So he's one of them. And another thing that got him promoted, you'll notice the names I have down there: Danny Ward, Aaron Moy, and Isaiah Brown.
The best name ever, Kachunga.
Elias Kachunga.
It sounds like a payday loan firm, doesn't it? It's just like come to Kachunga and we'll break your legs.
Sounds like the word that pops up when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle punches someone.
Yeah, or it's like what Bazinga was in like the pilots, and then they went with Bazinga. But the reason I noted those four players,
what it would be if the Big Bang Theory wasn't about physicists, it was about a lot of investment bankers.
Oh, that would
Chunga!
Yeah, nice. Now we have a winner. We got one. But yeah, like I said, you'll note that a lot of the star players, 3 out of the 4 I have down there are loan signings. They're Danny Ward from Liverpool, Moy from Man City, and Isaiah Brown from Chelsea. And they're all going back to their parent clubs in the summer. They'll be doing very well to get some of them back. I'd imagine we'd give them Danny Ward on loan again. The Chelsea guys and Aaron Moy, Moy is probably the star turn, he's their playmaker always and keeps that midfield locked down. I'd be surprised. I'd imagine City will loan him back in because there's no real way they'll get into the first team. He wouldn't even get into the substitutes bench really. So it only makes sense to give him back, but it's not guaranteed. And again, same thing we're talking about Brighton. They need quality. They need star players. They need players that are vast improvements on what they have already, and just squad depth generally. I still think they're going to go down.
Yeah.
I would be worried that Huddersfield would match, because of the quality they have already, the lack of quality, sorry. They could do what happened to Derby and just plummet.
Yeah.
I hope not. I really, really hope not. But when going by how like the lack of goals they scored was it's like 55 goals in 46 games. It's massive. That's why they have a negative goal difference. And by virtue, they didn't even score a goal in the fucking playoffs themselves. That's a sign already that they need investment. They need strikers, and they need really good strikers. Of that players that are going to hit the ground running and be star turns. So it's hard to find players like that now that'll at least bet in straight away.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like in terms of could they raid any of the dropping down, any of the teams that are dropping down, like
not for strikers
Snodgrass.
anyway. Yeah.
Negredo.
No, I don't. See, I think at least with Wagner, he has great knowledge of the Bundesliga, so he can get players. He has done since he's come in.
Yeah.
He half the team is German. The two centre backs are German. They're funny enough, both of them took penalties in the in the playoff and they scored them. So that's a German one thing right there.
Mm-hmm.
The top scorer Kashunga is German himself. Yeah, pretty much, and I would imagine that he'll dip back in that market.
Yeah.
Stick
to
the
what
summer.
you know. Yeah.
Stick to what you know. The question is, he just has to attract those players.
Yeah.
But at least they have the money. They'll have the funds to do it, hopefully. And try not to be too loyal to the players you have. I know you want to reward them and all, but like I said, they need to be steps up from what's there. Because they'll only go down otherwise.
So I reckon Huddersfield will go down. I reckon Brighton.
And Burnley, for me. Because I think at that stage Sean Dyche would have come and gone to Palace, and whoever they come in will not be as good as him. That's my view.
I was going to go with Watford.
Possibly.
I think Watford will take Newcastle's spot in that tree that will drop down.
Wait, what's up? Or Watford not already gone down?
No, they just act like they have.
I forgot they were there again. Yeah, no, I'll go with them.
Yeah. They are all three that have been all three sides being relegated.
I just love that because when I said, I think Watford will go down, you actually genuinely went,
hello? Gesundheit? So... Yeah.
Wait, which ones are Watford again? Oh no,
they're the yellow ones. The yellow ones. Okay, so nice and quickly then, to wrap up the podcast, I'd like from all of us our team of the season. So I have mine in mind already, but I'll let you guys...
As in best team?
Best team first, yeah, and then we'll do a worst team to get our vitriol out. Okay, fuck it, I'll go first.
Go first.
My best 11 in goal, Pickford.
Oh, you want a full 11?
Yeah.
I thought you meant actually like a club.
No,
team.
no, not the club. Like a team. Like if you had like the best 11.
All right,
I should say best 11 and worst 11. So we have Pickford in goal. I go for a defense of this is a tough one now actually. I would probably go for fullbacks. Bertrand, Van Dijk. Probably Alderweireld, and then a right back would be.
You go for a back four then?
Back four, yeah. I'll go for a solid 4-4-2. And then a right back, I would imagine probably not really great right backs this season. Really, yeah, maybe. There wasn't. I can't think of. I know, I've really gone full scouser there, haven't I? Yeah, I can't really think of any decent right backs, so I'll probably just stick in Marcus Alonso, just for keepsake. I'll actually put 3 in the midfield. I will put in Coutinho in the midfield because I think that's his best role. Ander Herrera, and then I will go for Kante, of course. Yeah. Then my front 3 then of Hazard, Kane, and Dele Alli. I know it's a bit unfair not putting Mane in, but it's just a tough shot between him, Hazard, and Ali. Actually, no. Do you know what? I'll change Herrera for Ali and then put Mane in. That seems fairer. So, what do you think, Rich?
I'll go for Heaton in goal.
Okay.
Just because for fantasy football he was grand for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go probably forward to back as well. Bellerin, Louise, Smalling was actually good, half decent. He was kind of wrecking my dreams a lot. He did a couple of last ditch saves. So and then Bertrand on the left.
Okay.
Midfield, I had De Bruyne, Sanchez, as a kind of a 4-5-1.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
De Bruyne, Sanchez. Holy shit! What was it? I had this whole done out like.
I know it's when you're on the spot.
On the fucking spot.
Well, who's your two? If do you have two holding midfielders?
Yeah.
So who's those two holding midfielders then? If you had to pick.
Kante and it was a box to box that I had. Was it Capu?
Capu?
No, he's from Watford. I wouldn't pick him. That's I think what I had on my fantasy football team.
Yeah.
I was about to say you wouldn't have remembered him if you didn't.
Pedro. Okay, so you have your like Sanchez, Pedro, and who's the other person you said there? Hazard. Sorry.
No, I didn't say Hazard.
You didn't say Hazard.
De
Bruyne.
De Bruyne.
Yes. Yeah. So one more player in the midfield.
Who else did I have in there? Iwobi and Giroud up front.
Okay. Aw, playing favourites.
No, Iwobi just was like when he was playing, he was doing fantastic.
Okay.
So I actually loved watching him on the team.
Yeah,
so.
Good.
He's actually very good. Hopefully he'll get more game time next season. Probably will with the Europa League.
Yeah.
My one was Pickford and gold.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with a back three because I'm a modern motherfucker. Which was Bailey, Koscielny and Louise.
That's good.
As my back three. I think I'll go 3-5-2.
Okay.
Yes, I will. Left, Nacho Man, because he was just fantastic the whole fucking season.
Okay.
Mane, just because he was
That's
brilliant.
fair,
yeah. De Bruyne. Who in the centre?
So two more midfielders.
Yeah, Kante, obviously.
Yeah.
And I'd go with Xhaka. Because seriously, this season, in the next season, he's going to kick on.
Okay.
Just watch this space.
And your two strikers?
My two strikers would be, I'd feel Alexis, because he just likes it up there.
Yeah.
Kind of on the left side. Alexis, and who else? I'd go with Lukaku, actually.
Wow, okay. I'm actually surprised, because, yeah, that's fair.
Well, I was never going to pick a Spud, so fuck you.
Yeah.
Fair enough,
exactly.
So I'll give my worst team, and then we can all just kind of get a consensus with the worst team. Surely worst goalkeeper had to be Claudio Bravo.
Yes.
Hands down. Worst defence. Johnny Lescott, because he signed for Sunderland and looked completely out of shape. He was like a fat guy straight away. Mm-hmm. Worst left back. Probably for all the wrong reasons, but probably James Milner. But no, I feel bad for
that must hurt you so
it
much.
It does. It's not that I think he did a great job. It's just by virtue of the fact he's way out of position. I had to put him in. Worst right back, I'd say Kyle Walker. Actually, I think he was very poor this season.
Yeah, he has been. That's why all the Spurs fans hate him.
Yeah,
and why he's getting shifted on.
Exactly. I think it's reasonable to say then maybe worst centre back, along with Lescott, would have to be another Sunderland player, so I'll say John O'Shea.
He's just cack.
Yeah.
I hate him.
I have my two strikers set out anyway. It's Rudy Gestede, because he's got relegated. Yeah. He signed for Borough and has been now relegated 3 times to the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just a bad luck charm.
And striker is Zaza.
Simone Zaza.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now here's the controversial part, my midfield. Dimitri Payet.
Yeah.
Riyad Mahrez.
Yeah. He's not had a great season.
Paul Pogba.
Yeah.
And Mesut Ozil.
He's not had a great season.
Yeah.
That's my worst 11, and there's all various reasons for it. People underperforming, people not living up to their expectations, and people being way overvalued.
Yeah.
But in the case of Payet, people being cunts.
Yes,
yeah.
That's a big part. And being adulterers as well, pets. So if the lawsuit doesn't come in.
Yeah, look, all fairness, I don't give a fuck about, I don't, from a footballing standpoint, I don't give a fuck what he does outside of it, as long as people are consenting. I don't care.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah, his wife wasn't consenting.
No, I don't think so. Fair to say.
But as long as it is consent, I don't give a shit. So as from a footballing point of view, but
he was poor either way.
Within a month of going, I'm happy here, loving it.
Yeah.
Give me 140 grand a week or 120, whatever he's on.
Yeah.
And then a month later, go here. You can have the money back. I want to leave.
Yeah. It's a big turnaround, isn't it?
Are you serious, pal? Like.
So
I thought he did that past. It was like right up to the end of the transfer season. Like.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, to give his team just no chance of getting.
Exactly. He screwed him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, in that case, then wrap it up. Let's say goal of the season. Who do we pick?
For me, we can include the FA Cups in this, can't we?
Yeah, we can. We can include all cup competitions, including the Champions League final, which we watched tonight.
Giroud scorpion kick.
Okay. What have we got?
Yeah, I'll go with that as well.
Okay, so we're going for two. That I am torn between the Emery Chan overhead kick, because that was genuinely skillful.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to go for Jordan Henderson versus Chelsea.
Oh, yeah.
2 reasons. 1, it's the best thing Jordan Henderson has still ever done in Liverpool jersey.
And the
and 2,
reaction.
for Martin Tyler being so angry that it happened.
And anything that makes Martin Tyler upset gets an extra point.
Oh, it's great. I was like, oh, good. You scored. Well done.
Well, fucking done.
Match of the season, mine would be the FA Cup semi-final between Spurs and Chelsea, the 4-2 win for Chelsea. That's from me anyway.
I think I'm going to have to say the FA Cup win
final.
then, if we're going to go with that.
Yeah, that's
the
fair.
Final.
The final. Okay, that's grand. And that's pretty much it for me. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I need to say. So that is the end of season bonanza. It's been a very long night for us recording, so we're gonna sign off here
and have a nap.
We're all gonna have a very long nap.
Yeah.
So until then, folks, we'll see you at the end of this, before the start of the next season, when we'll have a chat about how the teams have done transfer wise, how we think they're gonna do for the preview of the season. We will see you then. Until then, guys, see you later.
Take care.
Bye.